guided to kind of just not have a plan right now for this video and just kind of speak freely, but I am feeling like a channeling will come through or a card reading. Yeah, I just wanted to take some time to hold space in a very simple way of just being here. And wherever you're at right now, I welcome you to just kind of embrace it, even if it's really uncomfortable, holding space for you through that uncomfortableness or the confusion or whatever it may be. So much has been happening in the world, and even for my own inner world and journey, and I've taken time off in spurts, as a lot of you are aware of from my lack of content, to really kind of not just disconnect from social media, but to also allow myself space to process. And a lot has been coming up in terms of healing past suppressed trauma or unresolved situations, which I now refer to trauma as just that. It's not even what we go through that is the trauma itself. It's that the dependency upon the suppression of that trauma, if that makes sense. Like if we don't process what happens to us through that experience, it becomes stagnated. It becomes that trauma within our body that stays active or can be triggered easily. So I've been diving deep to really unearth what can sometimes hold me back in terms of my level of expression or consciousness, and I try to be very intentional with what I put out into the world, especially on social media. And I just want to give you that invitation, or to let whoever's watching this know that you're safe to really process the harder things that happen, that you may even just push off and say it's your own fault, that you're to blame for something. And again, it's in that statement in itself, it's not blaming the other person. It's just we all want love. We all want to be loved and find more love and happiness in our lives. And sometimes it gets messy, it gets painful, it gets confusing. And there is, again, no right or wrong in that way of how we experience this world in this lifetime. And sometimes I find it's hard to show up in those places because for me personally, I get to re-know myself in a new way as I'm getting emotional. But it's also how then we interact with the world around us, from these releasing of stagnant energy or forgiving ourselves and allowing more love into our lives, allowing more ways of self-care, ways of creativity, without it needing to be anything, right? I think, at least for me, and maybe this resonates for you as a healer or just someone who's very aware, that we can try to show up for others so deeply, so much, that we sacrifice our needs. We sacrifice or try to decide what that needs to look like. And it's a never-ending expansion of our awareness in this lifetime. We're always going to have something more to love about ourselves or to heal in this way of forgiveness, more self-compassion. So again, I just feel very guided to say that if there is something that you've been holding on to or suppressing, not looking at because you feel it, it's just, you just fucked up. You just did something wrong, and the other person or the other things involved were not to blame. It was all you. You don't have to keep blaming yourself or holding that shame and guilt. Allowing yourself to even just relive something can allow for a lot of healing and more space within your reality, in your interaction with yourself, to be freed up so that you're not limited by feeling that you have to walk on eggshells or make sure you show up in a certain way. Yeah, I'm hearing in this way too that the freedom that we long for, the gratitude that we try to work on every day to feel more in alignment, there's truly nothing blocking us from that, right? But I'm hearing like it's safe to take some time out. It's safe to have hard conversations with yourself or with others. Yeah. I feel guided to pull some cards real fast for us in all of that conversation. If any of that resonated, sweet. If it didn't, it's okay. But yeah, I just want to say too that if you're working on things that you feel like you kind of want to give up on, keep going just for yourself. I'm hearing even in terms of trying to find a better aligned job or career, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on that longing you have in your heart, even though it may be really tough right now, or seem like you're so far away from closing that gap of finding that alignment. Don't give up. One more card. Even as I say this, I'm telling myself that through a channeling in that way, because even these cards, this oracle deck I've been working on, I've been working through a lot around it, because it's been a huge part of my own healing journey, or just these new ways of creativity that I've never accessed before or learned. So I'm learning how to make digital graphics. I'm learning how to write a book. I'm learning how to make music that connects to all of it. And it brings me so much joy, but sometimes I can really get in my head about a lot of it. And if that's something that you struggle with too, there's no need to be hard on yourself for what may feel like procrastination or stagnant. See within those creative projects, or again, your career in general. So the cards that came through, we get the quantum leap. And I'm hearing in this way we can shift our timelines, we can quantum leap when we release and decide, I'm going in this direction, even if I don't understand how it looks or what it will really mean. We jump, we take that leap of faith through our state of consciousness. And the affirmation that comes with this card is, I allow all aspects of myself to shift and leap into the next highest timeline, shifting for the highest good of all involved. And I'm hearing too, this could be even about, again, releasing trauma, releasing old patterns that have been a generational thing for us in different ways. I'm hearing even releasing the need to be perfect, to always have it all together. The inner critic, releasing the inner self-talk. The second card that came out is Unwavering Truth. And the affirmation with this is, I hold all the divine connections to my soul's unlimited potential. My actions are connected to my soul's truth. It is woven in the cosmic fabric of the quantum field. Which I feel like supports the quantum leap, right? Again, we're unwavering in our truth, and we're weaving that truth, the quantumness of our experience as we go, as we trust ourselves by making those little shifts, little self-care, little, or even maybe huge decisions in our lives that we're being called to make at this time or in the near future. I'm even hearing releasing any regret. Maybe you made some mistakes or made choices that feel like huge regret around it. But knowing that if you didn't make those steps, you wouldn't be where you are right now in this new place to take a leap in a different direction or in a new direction, right? And the third card we get is Starseed Activation. And the affirmation with this is, I call back all galactic fragments of my original soul signature, merging all star seed lifetimes into this now moment. So especially if you resonate with different star seed energies, whatever it may be, I'm hearing that those lifetimes, those fragments of your soul or our souls, in the quantum state of beingness, if you believe in past lives, reincarnation, all of that, we are intergalactic beings, even though we are on this human earth. And if that doesn't resonate for you too, that's okay. This can also be pertaining to just bringing back higher states of happiness in terms of more fluidity with your creativity, more healthy relationships in your life. And as I said, that too is 1111 on the recording. So again, like these terms don't have to be so definite. If something doesn't resonate, you can put a different way to it if it feels more comfortable for you. But I'm hearing in this way our galactic lifetimes are coming back to us so that we can find more alignment within this lifetime of our authenticity, and to know that what we want to create, what we want to experience, already exists within the quantum field of possibilities, and it even what exists is beyond what we can conceive as something to even be able to experience, especially in terms of love, in terms of happiness and joy. And yeah. Okay, it feels pretty complete for this video of what was meant to come forward. Again, I just want to say that I thank you all so much for your support, and I'm very grateful for just the fact that you exist, that we all exist here in this world at this time, even though it can feel very chaotic and confusing and weird. So yeah, please keep doing what sets your heart on fire or what really makes you happy. And even if you don't know exactly what makes you happy right now or in general, please don't give up on trying to try new things to see what really clicks for you, or what gives you some flow in your life, or maybe even certain relationships. Please don't give up on knowing that you're deserving of all the love that you give to the world, that you are meant to give to yourself.